Hi, my name is Mirella. I want to say welcome if you are brand new to my channel. This is a place where you can expect to hear life coaching tips and strategies for everyday living. I am a certified life coach, and specifically what I want to do through my different videos is help give you tools that hopefully you can use, you can start implementing in your life to start living differently, to live a life that you are happy with. In today's video, I'm specifically going to share 5 ways that 2020 can be different. So happy New Year, first of all. This is my very first video of 2020, and I have to be honest with you, I was putting a lot of pressure on myself. I wanted to start off with a bang. I wanted to start off strong. And I thought to myself, isn't this like most of us who set out to make resolutions? We set out to achieve these lofty goals and we put this pressure on ourselves to be perfect and we want it to be a certain way. But honestly, the change of a calendar going from December 31st to January 1st doesn't really change a whole lot. Doesn't really change us as people. What was going on through my head is that, you know what, this is hard. This is hard work, creating and filming and researching and uploading in this whole world of YouTube. And I just love it, but I also hate it in a way. I mean, not really hate it, but there's just this ongoing conflict. There's something that I want to apply myself to and start doing and get better at, but at the same time, I'm resisting it. And I'm wondering if that sounds familiar to you. It's just that inner voice that kind of works against you when you set out to do something big. We all have goals, and hopefully we all have goals. We tend to have also this inner dialogue that takes place that kind of talks us out of it or makes us doubt our own ability. And so what I finally had to say to myself was, girl, just shut it. Maybe you guys have a friend like that who is just very straightforward and doesn't let you go on and on with your nonsense. Well, it's the same with us. If you're ever overwhelmed by that inner negative dialogue, you really just have to be firm with it and just shut it. No, there's another part of me, the one that has the drive and the passion and the excitement to take on something new. And that's the voice that I want to listen to. So with that in mind, this is what I want to share with you, the 5 things that 2020 can be different. The first one is to have a motto. Now, recently I heard this phrase and I really adopted it, and I plan on using it for as long as it serves me. And the motto is, if you're not winning, you're learning. It's not about losing, but it's about learning. So I'm not out to be perfect and to make everything perfect. Perfection is not the goal. Growth is, learning is, and perfection, in my opinion, is not something truly that we should be striving towards, because perfection is really stating that you have reached your destination and that there's no more learning and growth to take place. Now, I love this idea about having a motto, something that's easy to remember, something that you can recite to yourself, that you can say to yourself, maybe at the beginning of every morning or in any kind of situation where you need some encouragement. The second way 2020 can be different is to remain teachable. Teachable means that you don't know everything. Being teachable means that you are open to growth. You are open to learning and hearing from other people, other perspectives, other opinions. And a lot of times I think we get caught up in, yes, I know. Well, I know I need to do that. And yes, I know. We're sort of like these rebellious teenagers rolling our eyes, but it's not enough to know the information. To make a difference, you need to apply it. The third thing is learn to be uncomfortable. We really need to find a way to make peace with the unknown. And for some people, this is really hard because some people really need predictability. They need certainty. They need things to be the same way time after time. So by understanding the very nature of life, that life isn't fair, that life doesn't always go the way that we want to go. Doesn't it make more sense to get in line with that and learn to be comfortable with the fact that we don't have control over every situation? We have control over ourselves, but not every aspect of life, which is why I say learn to be comfortable with what's uncomfortable. I have a friend who recently was telling me how concerned she was about her son, about his future and what was next for him. And that's understandable for any of us when it comes to our loved ones. And she asked me, is he gonna be okay? And my answer to that was simply this: there are times he is going to be okay, and there are times that he's not going to be okay. Life isn't always going to be easy, and that's the reality for all of us. So aren't we better off preparing for the times that are uncomfortable as opposed to trying to prevent those things that we don't have control over? In other words, instead of wishing the bad stuff away or hoping that bad things don't come our way, I think our time is better spent preparing and learning and building ourselves up, strengthening ourselves with a different thought. For example, maybe everything that comes my way I can learn from. Maybe there's a lesson in that. So that's number 3, learning to be uncomfortable with the unknown. Number 4 is look at yourself as being under construction. No, we may not be where we want to be, but I hope you can look back on your life and be proud of some accomplishments, the things that you have done, the things that have helped you grow. And I hope that you can say, you know what, I'm not where I used to be. We've all done really dumb things in our lives. We've done things that we regret and maybe we look back on and wish we had made a different choice. The beauty of that is it shows growth. A quick illustration. My son loves Chick-fil-A, and there's a Chick-fil-A that's opening up down our street, and we pass by it probably close to every day. And by looking at the outside, it looks like it's in working order. The parking lot is all set up and the drive-through is set up and you can see the menu board and the lighting. But as you look inside, the inside is unfinished. It is still under construction. There are ladders and there are walls to be painted and there are fixtures to put in. So in order for them to be a fully functioning sandwich shop, they just need time. They need time to have things be in working order on the inside. It's the same with us. We need to look at ourselves as under construction, and the things that we're working on are just gonna take time, and it's okay. The 5th way to make 2020 be different is to find things that inspire you. Move towards those things that inspire you. I think most of us are just sort of drifting. Well, tell me if this is you. If you're waking up and the first thing that you're doing is you are checking your phone, checking your email, you're on social media. Okay, those things aren't inherently bad, but most of us get trapped in that. If what you're doing the first thing in the morning is grabbing your phone and seeing what everybody else is doing, then what happens is you're getting caught up in other people's lives, other people's agendas. And I'm not saying that all of that is wrong, but what I'm saying is I want you to wake up and have an intention, be grounded, be centered in something that is going to move you forward, something that's going to help develop you as a person. What we should be moving away from, or what at least I want to move away from, is letting others set my agenda. It's so easy for our thoughts to be hijacked by social media and by things that are on the internet. So we really have to be intentional with the time that we spent on those things that aren't truly inspiring, motivating, or helping you grow. So some things you might find motivating could be books, it could be movies, it could be podcasts, and watching documentaries. And I have the perfect example for you. There's a new show on Netflix called Movies That Made Us. And the very first episode talks about the behind the scenes, the making of an iconic movie, Dirty Dancing. And this was a huge blockbuster back in '87. 11. But what was so captivating is to hear everything that they had to go through to make this movie a reality. Somehow it was the perfect storm and it became the successful movie that has stood the test of times. Yet when you watch the making of it, you would say, wow, that was a lot that they were up against. For example, that script was rejected 40 some times. All the movie studios, big and small, had rejected this movie, said there's nobody going to be interested in this. So the script ends up in the hands of this small distribution company that is known for, let's just say, not the best content. It was racy in nature, and they decide they're going to make it, and it's on a low budget. The two leads don't even like each other. Watching this, it just seemed like it was one thing after the next after the next. And in that iconic final scene when Patrick Swayze is jumping off the stage and does this twirl in the air, this man had done it at least 13 times. His knee was giving out. He had a knee injury from long ago, and he says to the director, I've got one more in me. That's it. So let's get this done, get the cameras going. And in the end, they believed in this project. They persevered and they pushed through. And this is what I want you to walk away with, that your life is telling a greater story. So understand it's not going to be ideal in every single moment. You're going to have ups and downs. You're going to have challenges. You're going to have mishaps and times where you feel like you're taking huge steps back, but there's also going to be things that are working in your favor that are helping you move forward, and you're taking strides. So there are going to be mountains to climb and walls to push down and doors to open. All of it is creating this great story of your life. So when things might seem impossible, as it did for the producers of this movie, you might shed some tears. It may look like there's no way out. Don't quit. The lesson is in perseverance and endurance and in pushing through those obstacles. So here's my wish for you in 2020. I want you to know yourself better this year than you did last year. What are the areas you need to grow? Where do you need to improve and make progress? Let's commit to better habits and getting rid of the old habits that just don't serve us anymore. If you want to be happy, growth is key. Having something that you're working towards, seeing progress in something, that is key. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe for more weekly videos. We'll see you next time.